back to the Greener Lawn. Today we are going to be going over seeding. Yes, over seeding for the fall or for the spring. Stay tuned.
So welcome back to the Greener Lawn.
Did you say the Greener Lawn? Why would you say welcome back to the Greener Lawn?
I didn't say that.
That's what it sounded like.
No. So
right.
Welcome back to the Greener Lawn.
So when it comes down to your lawn and the seed that you need, it comes down to a couple of different things. So this video is not going to be about how to overseed. I'm not going to do that. I am going to actually educate you on how to choose the proper seed, what you need for your lawn. I'm going to give you a couple of basics, a couple of guidelines that you should look at when you are overseeding your lawn. What you need to find as far as it's concerned for the seed in your lawn. There's a couple of things that come into factor and come into play when you are overseeding your lawn. One, you're looking at what kind of tolerances you need. Do you need stress tolerance, heat tolerance? What is it that you need in your lawn that will make it perform better and accomplish what you're looking for in your lawn? One of the things that I look for in my lawn is something that's going to give me a super good green up. I prioritize a good green. I really like it when my lawn performs really well with having a good solid green up color. So the blend that I have chosen for my lawn that works for me here in Utah is Kentucky Bluegrass and rye. So that is my mixture here. I do have a couple of different varieties in my lawn, but those are the seed choices that I chose. Those are the ones that I have put in my lawn. So does that make it what you need in your lawn? Not at all, not at all. So there's a lot that can actually go into this video. There's a lot of things that you need to understand when trying to put together a seed for your soil, for your area, for your microclimate, for your actual climate, for what you're trying to achieve. You need to look at what the problem areas are and address it for those before you get into all the cosmetic things. You need to address the issues when you're going to overseed. So overseeding isn't for everyone. There are some people that do not need to overseed if they have the proper grass types. They need to nurture and to get the health of their grass back up. So overall, you need to weigh whether or not an overseeding is even needed for your lawn. You're gonna hear all these guys saying that they're overseeding. Oh, that sounds like a good thing. And traditionally it is a good thing, but you need to know what to overseed with if you are going to be overseeding. There are good choices, there are great choices, and there are amazing choices. Obviously, you can choose poor choices too. So I'm going to give you a couple of things that you need to look for when choosing a seed variety. Obviously, there's so many different seeds and different blends out on the market. I cannot go over all of them, but I am going to give you some general guidelines on what to look for when you are choosing a seed for your lawn. Here is the cool season blends that you need to look at. Here's the general guidelines. So some things to consider when you are looking. First one, Kentucky Bluegrass. Solid green up. Does extremely well at getting dark and performing decently during the summer. It has a good repair rate. It will repair itself from the summer heat, from the damage, from foot traffic, those types of things. It does extremely well. So if you're looking for a decent performer, it does extremely well during the summer. It doesn't green up as quickly in the spring and stay as green in the fall. Also, Kentucky Bluegrass takes a long time to germinate. Anywhere from 14 to 30 days is its germination rate. The next type of grass that I'd like to talk about is rye. Ryegrass germinates extremely well. I've heard of reports as early as 3 days, up to 7 to 10 days is how long it takes to germinate and start to grow. You can have a full lawn easily within just a couple of weeks after planting rye. Rye does extremely well at early spring green up and late fall green up. Now in the middle of summer, the ryes are going to suffer. They need more water to be able to be sustained. And so if you are looking at a rye, they do not stay green very well during the middle of summer without extra water. So if you live in a place that has drought or has heat stress, rye might not be your only blend that you'll want to look at. It will struggle without extra water, hands down. It doesn't perform well during the summer. Rye traditionally is not a rhizomatous grass, does not spread. It's basically a clump that just fills in, and then it has another seed that fills in that way. It does not spread through rhizomes. So with that said, they do have an RPR that is a rye that does spread. It is not as aggressive as the rhizominous Kentucky Bluegrass by any means. It's not going to fill in as well as those or as quickly as those. So it does fall short in those realms. Rye is a very soft and lush grass by all means. Much thinner blade structure. It has a very thin blade structure compared to Kentucky Bluegrass and Fescue. And I find it, for my own self, I find it extremely beneficial to blend it with Kentucky Bluegrass. It does extremely well here in Utah, blended with Kentucky Blue. Last grass type I'd like to talk about is fescues. So the fescues do extremely well when cut at higher heights. They do extremely well with color green up. They do extremely well with heat tolerance and humidity tolerance. That's where they really thrive, is within the heat index, because they can drop a root system super deep, super quickly compared to the other two grass types. Another thing that it does extremely well is with germination. It has lower germination times. I've seen it anywhere from about 5 days to about 14 days in germination time, so it germinates pretty quickly and establishes itself pretty darn well. Where fescues fall off is if you want a lower cut. If you go below 3.5 inches, it really starts to stress it out. It doesn't tolerate it very well. If you want to have a super soft grass, fescues are a more rigid, wider bladed grass that aren't as soft. Now, they're not crunchy, they're not, like, they won't cut you or anything, but they aren't as soft as some of the ryes and the Kentucky Bluegrasses by any means. Rye is going to be your softest, Kentucky Bluegrass, then fescue is going to be the softness rating. These are the things you have to weigh for the pros and cons for all these different grass types, what you're looking for. Now within them, they do have different disease tolerances, different green levels, they have different patch filling from the different brands that produce them. They are going to have different strains within them that are going to produce different results over the whole spectrum. So overall, this is just a general basis of how different grass types in the cool season grasses perform that need to go into consideration when you choose your grass type for your lawn. Now, there are differences in the varieties that you choose that can come into play, but overall, for the basis of understanding the grass types, it is just seeing what you need and matching the grass type for what you are trying to accomplish. So one of the things that I don't want you guys to do is to look at what other people are using from around the world and trying to choose that grass type for yourself without understanding what kinds of issues that you face or what kind of things that you need to address specifically for your grass. Because somebody plants a rye and you think that, oh, that's the bee's knees, that's what everybody should be planting, it's not going to work everywhere for you, even if you have a cool season grass, because you're going to be going through different tolerances and different issues than maybe what that other person had. Let's match the area that you have to have, the tolerances that you need to address with the grass type that you have personally. So with that said, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or need more clarification what's going to work for you or what you need to look at specifically, reach out to me at JeremyofTheGreenerLawn@gmail.com. If you would like to have more information, go ahead and click the subscribe. Follow me down below. Check out my other videos. They will definitely help you out. But if you want one-on-one assistance, feel free to reach out to me. I'm Jeremy of The Greener Lawn. Make her green. Overall, this is just a general way that the grass type that you have personally. I didn't finish my mojo. You need to look at what the problem areas are. Mosquito.